What's good, everybody? Darnell Price here again. This is a bit of a special moment for me, or a special video rather. I'm coming to y'all guys for some help, all my viewers. I need y'all to tap in. I want you to watch this and leave me some feedback. The question is, what is the thin line between rewarding yourself for bad behavior and, being a professional trader and digging yourself out of a tough situation? So in this case, it concerns Friday's price action. Let me set the atmosphere. I blew my XFA last week, came in, that same day, put the 1500 up, and so I was 1 day away from passing. Come in Friday, 1 day away from passing. Right? That's not new. I've done that before. I've also blown the account on that second day before too, but on this particular day, I almost blew the account, right? And I came, Topstep gives you 2K for your max loss limit, and in addition to that 2K, they give you like a little mercy $100, right? So you could really go $2,100. They make sure you fucked up. You ain't just got to the 2K and be like, oh man, I could have did it. Well, you know what I'm saying? Me, I was $70 inside of that $30 from like officially blowing it, well beyond the max loss of 2K. And I brought the account back up to break even, and not only back up to break even, but I made the $1,500, and it didn't happen in one trade. Cause else, if it happened in one trade, you go back from down there all the way up, I would say, yeah, man, that's definitely rewarding yourself for bad behavior. You just put on a trade, got lucky, and it just went your way for, all them ticks. No, this was a 12-hour grind from that low water mark all the way up to beyond break even, all the way up to passing the combine. And I asked myself a lot of questions before, once I got to that little pivotal moment where I knew, okay, I have a chance of recovering this account. I asked myself all the necessary questions. How do I feel it right now? Has my bias changed, even though me trading had me down? Am I okay to trade? And the answers to all those questions, it led me to just go ahead and give it a shot. I did, and I succeeded. So going back, full circle, I want you to watch this. I want you to tap in at the end, get in the comments, let me know, have you had something like this happen to you before? What is the thin line between being a great trader? Because every great trader needs to be able to recover accounts, right? Unless you have 100% win rate, which no one does, you're gonna find yourself in drawdown. You may find yourself deep in drawdown, whether it's a Topstep account or a personal live account, right? You're gonna go through, if you're trading, you're gonna go through periods of drawdown. And that said, if you're going to go through drawdown, you also have to have some method to recover accounts, else you'll stay in drawdown and blow the account. So, I feel like I have tools and strategies for recovering an account. I feel like the results I did that you'll see in this video are repeatable. And but where the dilemma is was this reward myself for bad behavior, or was this pro trade? Anyway, take a look, let me know. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. Definitely by the end of this, like and subscribe, but tap in the comments, most importantly. Give me your perspective. What do you think? And I'll let you get to it. Watch the video. So starting the day off with a $200 banger. That's the first trade. This still turned out to be one of the most difficult, worst sessions that I've ever had. In just 1 hour and 45 minutes, I was down over $2,000, one bad trade after another. It felt like my account was about to be wiped. I was cooked. But instead of quitting, I locked in for a 12-hour grind, fought back, and ended the day up. How much might you ask? Stay tuned to the end of the video, and we'll get into that. But for now, just look at this horrible ass loss. So after being down $2,100, at this point, I'm almost break even on the trade, and I'm like,
fuck it, I ain't budging.
I say let's go ahead and put the TP at the highest and see if we could recover.
Do something like this.
I'm not sure if it was skill or luck, but at this point it doesn't matter. It's clear that I got two choices: rage trade and lose it all, or slow down, reset, and execute a plan. I went with the latter, found high probability setups by mapping out the Globex candle and attaching a VWAP to it. And this is where the turnaround began. I found me a tap of that high, and I felt like that was a good place to execute a trade. So I made a bit of a recovery, and my execution seems a little better, but the goal remains the same. I want to, get past this combine and, like, at the very minimum, try to break even, right? So I throw some limit orders up top, I think for 10 and 5 micros to see if I, because I'm pretty confident about that being a high today. But I feel like I might miss it, so I take a small short from down here, get stopped out, and at this point I'm like, price finally caught a bid. We're at the highs. I want to take the short. I take it. But then I realized I'm only in like 3 micros, and this is a position where I feel like this could potentially be the high of the overnight, high of the day. Pretty big dump from here. But I'm only in 3 lots, so I moved my stop up to try to see if we do get a bounce. Can I add? But price just kept falling and falling and falling and falling. And so I was, even though it was going in my favor, I was a bit pissed off because I hate adding to winning positions because it brings your average entry down. So I say, well, I'll just open up my other panel and take some scalps on some minis, right? That way I could just hold this core position. But one or the other would happen first. Either we would go up and I would add with micros above my entry, or we would sell off and I'd just scalp, a couple $100 here and there on minis. So for the next hour or so, price kept dropping, and I set up my NQ chart looking at, where we are, there I am. But anyway, looking at where I could, get active on some minis, being that, they're a little bit more levered up. I needed to, I built my chart on the minis and just spent the next hour or so looking at price action, trying to find an entry. So I do this for a few times, just holding the core 3 lots micro position, and just finding little scalps, $100 here, 50 there, 75 on NQ. Just slowly trying to build the balance back up, scalping my way back to break even. So thank God for editing. It's about 12 hours of footage, but with editing we could cut it and fast forward it all the way to this point where I'm finally a little bit above break even. I think I'm in this mini trade, but at one point I close it and I re-enter from a little higher. I take a little profit, or I think I've probably already done that because earlier it was at the highs. But from here it sells off, and I continue scalping around with micros, and we get the account, to a fairly substantial balance. We get all the way to the end. I pass. But my question is, with all of this, they say this could, I don't feel like this was revenge trading. There was a point where I was down. I felt recentered. I started taking small wins, and I felt like I got in my flow state. I started executing a lot better and a lot more efficient and at better trade location. I brought my program out. So my question is is this rewarding yourself for bad behavior? When you're down, at some point I shouldn't have ever got that far down, but when I got back up and recovered a little bit, was that a good time to close it off? I don't know. That's a bit of a dilemma. I don't know that this will, well, I know this won't happen every time, but if asked, could I reproduce these results? I don't know. I feel like I could. In any case, look in the comments. Go to the comments. Leave your comment. Is this rewarding yourself for bad behavior?